No, I have one panel going around, Nerd Rage, and we actually talk about episode 1, 2, and 3. It got pretty aggressive. Yeah,
films that should never have existed.
Yeah, really. Now I have to bring it up because, well, I have to bring it up. I'll tell you why I don't like the Paz thing, because I don't like Paz. So I have to ask, when I watched Doctor Who from the classic Who all the way up to where we are now with modern Who, one of the things I noticed was the change in the magic system. There was a very, very strong shift. It went from being hard science fiction. The TARDIS had a very, very simple, it was advanced science, it was beyond our knowledge, and we were okay with that. There was definitely a mysticism about it that we just, it's beyond us, we're not Time Lords, okay, I forgive them. And they could do anything, and we didn't question them. But there was no magic. It was just science.
I disagree on that front.
Oh, do tell. This is why I brought it up.
I disagree.
Come on, bring it.
I think what they've done is, with the new seasons, they focused more on elements that a lot of people didn't catch from the first get-go.
You're saying I'm ignorant. I got it.
No, I'm saying that a lot of people didn't catch little subtle hints that the TARDIS actually had a personality.
No, she did. The Doctor could not drive her.
That was more down to the fact the Doctor had always left the handbrake on. But, no, seriously, I mean, there were elements going all the way back. I wouldn't say necessarily as far as William Hartnell, but certainly as far as when you got John Pertwee came forward, and definitely into Tom's period. There are elements where it's more in the sound effects and the way him and the TARDIS interacted, that there were hints of something more than just the technology at work. I always felt I always started seeing like almost a personality developing, where she would answer back, and you can argue it away as a vast AI. But to me, that was always something there in the metaphysical side. That there was something more going on than just a straight up technological situation.
She became, I viewed the TARDIS very much as almost the Velveteen Rabbit. She was just a TARDIS. She was just a time machine, but the more the Doctor loved her, the more they journeyed together, the more she developed a sentient being. And honestly, I love to credit the fact that it was the Doctor who tweaked her just one too many times. And in one of his tweaks, she evolved. She emerged the sentient thing. And I'm speaking specifically about the episode The Doctor's Wife.
It's my favorite episode.
A beautiful episode. When she came out that way, and the two of them are bickering back and forth, and you see that very much, that had to have been the pinnacle of science fantasy in Doctor Who, when they took that science fiction element and really went fantasy all the way. And they did it definitely previous, but that is a defining moment for me.
Yes, yeah, very much so. And we have the writer to thank for that one. I mean, I'm going to be, you've got someone here. Neil Gaiman is a master craftsman at what he does, and I was so scared going into that episode that he would have taken elements that some of us wouldn't even have thought of putting in, and would have done something so off the wall because of some of the material he's written over the years. But actually what he did was he took that mythology, and being a big Who fan himself, he actually picked up elements that actually complemented so well the relationship between the Doctor and his TARDIS. And I think he just allowed it to take that physical form.
See, now I'm curious. I have to go back now and watch the classics because I'm really pulling here, and I'm like, I don't remember a single classic episode where she was sentient.
Well, when I was growing up as a kid watching it, obviously I can't say like, oh, this episode, that episode, but I always thought she was alive. So was that just the kid thinking it, or was that just because I always felt she had personality? And,
and I think that might be because I also grew up with it as a child. I think there's a lot of projection on that because a lot of us growing up with it at that age group were wanting to be there traveling with the Doctor, and I think we may have projected more than there actually was.
Is it because you were children when you saw him?
I think part of that is, looking back, I also look back on the older episodes as I rewatch them and see those little moments where there's that love between the two of them. And it just seems to reflect in the way the Doctor behaves towards the TARDIS and not necessarily seeing a reaction back.
No. Yeah. And there you go.
You kind of get that feeling with that telepathic
an old car.
there's something happening there.
Yeah. To me, it was very much like a man loving his car, his first classic car. Like he put his heart and soul into that. The car isn't there. The car doesn't love you back. But because you're seeing through the point of the Doctor, you empathize with him. You start to imagine what's there. And yeah, I'm saying that you're hallucinating there, Tim.
Yeah.
But it might have been all of us in England, I think.
You've also got to remember one very small thing, though. There's that telepathic matrix that allows the TARDIS to translate.
Yes.
What else is coming across that link?
Okay, there you go. And I'm going to argue again, that is just advanced science, Time Lord science. It's beyond our knowledge. That is not sentient magic.
Well, we've evolved to a point in storytelling where, and that's why this divide is finally going, and it's fine, because we've reached a point as storytellers where we realize if science can't do it, magic can, but the line is getting more and more blurred, because if you approach a society with something so advanced, it might as well be magic anyway. Stargate did this with the Goa'uld.
Yeah. You see, and I'm going to go back to the Tai Chi. I'm going to go back to the Force. I don't believe that's magic. I don't believe it's fiction. There is an energy there. There really is an energy there. You can feel it. I wish Charlene Jones was here right now. She would affirm this. It is an amazing, it is a force. It is an energy force. It is very, very real.
Isn't magic just stuff that we don't understand?
Exactly.
That's the point.
So that's, aren't they both the same thing?
Any significantly advanced science is indistinguishable from magic.
Yes. And I think with what Neil Gaiman did with that episode, and that's my favorite episode, and I don't have the history with it. But what he did is he validated the feeling of it. When that episode happened, it made it real. All those times I said, come on, hold together for me, girl. All those times I said, she doesn't like it when you do this. When you made that real, it made it real for everyone. And now everyone can retroactively see that story. If I go back, I'm gonna look for those moments now because I've been conditioned to find it, which is why the best of us remember that no matter what you do, the most complex magic system, the most basic magic, it doesn't matter if you don't have compelling characters.
Yeah.
If you don't have a compelling character, you're not going to care about the coolness of a magic system will get you through a 13-page comic. That's how comics work.
And actually, that explains the very worst of fantasy, because the very worst of fantasy has incredibly complex magic systems, but it doesn't have the characters.
Yeah.
And can we talk for a second, because we've talked about magic systems as a whole, but I don't want anyone thinking that you can't have a non-complex magic system. We're evolving and we're working towards that. Ascension calls it a hard system and a soft system. Mm-hmm. And the line is the line you cross is the more relevant it is with the plot, the more understood it has to be. And it's okay. But for me, if you're gonna have the whiz-bang amazing magic system, then what it's usually going to be, it's going to be the thing that brings you the problems. Gandalf shows up and says, hey, look at all these dwarves. Now you all have fun, and I'll see you when you're attacked by a rock monster. And out they go. And that's what magic does throughout all the Lord of the Rings. It's like, oh, wow, are things looking pretty good? Let me give you this magic crystal ball and see what happens.
And it's funny because this is really bad. I don't think magic when I think Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. When everyone said, "Oh, well, magic in Lord of the Rings," I'm like, "What magic? There is no magic in Lord of the Rings." Oh yeah,
the only magic in Lord of the Rings, in my opinion, is the fact that Gandalf always seems to turn up at just the right time.
I love it. Now talk about soft magic systems. I'm going to break this down really basic here. The Little Mermaid. Disney's The Little Mermaid. There are mermaids. There's a sea witch. She has spells. And that's just the way it is. That's accepted. There is no explanation. We didn't need one. Mm-hmm. And I still watch it, and I don't question, sure, there's mermaids. Why wouldn't there be? Yeah. It's just the way, the same thing with Beauty and the Beast. This witch appears, transforms him, and there's no question about, well, how did she do that? Well, why would she do that?
Well, actually, I questioned it. I also questioned it. Is what happened to the parents and his family? I mean, he was there by himself.
You ruined it for me. I was perfectly.
I love the movie. I did. I love the movie. I just questioned a lot of stuff in it.
I think we're just dealing with negligent parents here.
It could be.
Yeah, but see, children's storytelling does this. I'm reading a book now, and I have to keep reminding myself who this audience is for, because I don't want to out it, because I even when I'm reading a book I don't particularly enjoy, I try to at least respect what they're doing and why it's going to work, or why it could work. And if it doesn't, at least why didn't it? But when you're writing a kid's story, Harry Potter, like, wave a wand, say some words, you're good. And kids are going to be like, cool. And kids for the next 15 years just waving stuff around. To this day, I still hang no jutsu, and it never works. But I try it once a day. I try it once a day, because you never know. And when you get through, you create that sense of wonder.
Yeah.
The kids are really super forgetting. It's like magic, don't care.
And I'm gonna
Because
say it again. Same thing with the Japanese animation. There's no. It's weird, because a lot of the anime caters to adults. It is not for kids, like Death Note. But you wouldn't, again, it's that same, maybe it's because it's drawn, I don't know. There's just an assumption of, sure, let's go along with this. No explanation, no, you don't have to explain it or justify it. We just kind of go along with it. And so let's take this back. Maybe it isn't because it's for children. Maybe it's not the audience. There's got to be something there that we just, without question, accept it.
Yeah, well,
There's a simplicity to it.
There is.
Yeah, when you're in anything like literature or anime or anything like that, there's always a suspension of disbelief.
Is there?
Well, yeah, if you're going to enjoy it, yeah.
she's got a point. There is a suspension of disbelief until you introduce doubt to the reader.
No, I
Yeah.
don't say doubt. Illogic. I think
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
about physics.
That is
logic.
That's
long,
what
you can
reasons
maintain
doubt.
the suspension of disbelief as long as you don't do something so stupid that it yanks the person out.
Like
of
using
the-
elevators when you can fly.
Yes, exactly.
Like using pairs. Yeah. I think that's it. It's the inconsistency of, okay, if he was really that advanced that he could do that with a pair, hey, pairs. If he can do that, then you're right, Tim. If he can do that, then why didn't he ever gain the knowledge and the respect of the Force that it would take to get that advanced? There is the inconsistency.
And I was talking about this with an Oxford writer who was also he's also an editor, and he was getting quite a lot of fantasy books where they weren't, I wouldn't say doing the proper thing, because it's different ways of doing it, but weren't looking around these kind of issues, and their easy kind of way out was going, it's magic realism.
No.
I don't need to do it. It's magic realism. And it was, and that's kind of the way of where, well, basically everything can kind of blend into everything else, and everything can just happen because it's magic realism. And I think that's another area. Pure magic realism. Yeah, pure magic realism can be absolutely beautiful and absolutely perfect, fine, and valid. But it can also be a little bit of a cop out if it just means that you have, if you just haven't bothered to think of your limitations.
Angela, I'm going to come back to the one question you've asked. Why did they use the elevator rather than fly?
I don't know.
I
It
haven't
sounds
read-
like a
Yeah, I'm like to get to the higher floor. Because his legs were tired. I keep
I
saying
haven't read the story, so I can't comment on why. But one of the things that struck me, and I'm thinking about it now, is similar question in one of my stories. Why does my character chase someone down through the streets of Seattle on foot when he can change into a damn wolf?
He's too panicked and stressed to think.
Or here's the other thing: how common and accepted is magic in the setup? If you are capable of flying, would you want people to suddenly realize that people out there are flying all over the place?
The minute you said elevator, all I could think of was Spider-Man in the elevator.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we meant, isn't it, when we said about the limitations or thinking of the setup. If it's a world in which people don't know, it's one of the reasons that I myself would say I know if everyone knows about vampires from the second you start the story, where's the danger? Where's the excitement of it?
Yeah.
If you make them camouflage predators, oh,
Yeah.
instant excitement, instant danger. You've suddenly got something to work with.
You're also you're also at that point in the world of the shapeshifters. I mean, they are living in two worlds. They're living in the world that knows they exist and is capable of shifting down and hunting down someone on the streets of Seattle, theoretically, in wolf form, and probably doing a hell of a lot of damage in the process. But you're also in the situation where they've got that human aspect where you've got to consider how little the real world, in their set, as far as they know, is aware of what's happening around them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
In other
Chase
words,
the
they
person
don't want to
down.
end up on the evening news. So they're not going to chase someone down in the middle of the
They
street.
don't want to appear on the cover of the Globe or the Inquirer, is really what it comes down to.
Now, I do have to take a moment here because this is really something that just I said I would behave, but I just can't. I cannot avoid this. No, it's not about Iron Man or Batman.
Sparkly vampires?
No, I loathe C.S.
Bears.
Lewis. No, best. No, it's C.S. Lewis. I can't.
I was going to mention Narnia.
I can't stand him. And there's a lot of people who just, I love him. No, I hate him. And I can't list all the reasons why. That's a whole nother panel. But one of the things I do want to state is one of the things that's inconsistent in most children's stories that I have a serious issue with. And this is something animation with Japan does not do. Anime is very good with this. So I think this is why I love it so much. When you hand a child a weapon, they do not know how to magically wield it. In anime, they pick up that first sword and they cut their arm off and they go, oh, gee, maybe I should learn how to do this first. And then you see them, and Naruto was fantastic with this, where you see the painstaking sweat, 900 episodes of watching this boy just train. And it's, you earn the ability to wield and fight. Whereas in there's something, C.S. Lewis, I'm sorry, they're in Narnia. Norse mythology and Christianity don't exist, so why the heck was Santa Claus there? Okay, fine. I suspended that disbelief with Santa Claus being in the middle of Narnia. All right, fine, there was a portal, maybe he got sucked in, I don't know. But then, what does he do? The moron hands children weapons. I would so punch him in the face if he handed my kids weapons. And then, the kids just, I know how to use this bow. No!
No. I agree with that. You have to learn how to use a bow. It's very difficult to shoot a bow accurately.
Really, I mean,
Did you ever
They
see?
do practice a little, but yeah.
I watched it.
I mean,
bullseye shots.
well-
No arm brace. No. I fired a bow.
They're really hard.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, they
Right
said,
here.
oh my God. Yeah.
I think I still have red burn on one arm from
Yes.
oh.
Yeah. And this little 9-year-old, look perfect. I can't pick up a real sword. And this boy is sitting there wielding.
Even in the original Dungeons and Dragons comic TV series,
Yes.
they had to go through and they had to learn how to use
Oh,
the abilities
what
and
beauty
everything.
have you? I know
No.
that sword.
No amount of owning this makes me cognizant of how to operate it.
Yes. Okay. All right. Lean forward.
You'll notice there are no directions. There are no directions on this thing.
I have the reverse blade of Ryu Kenshin.
There you go.
Actually, I do know how to operate that
I
a little
do.
bit. So
I'll have to bring it on my next panel.
It's a little disturbing the number of weapons I have in here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
we gotta talk because I have probably. Well, here, hold on a minute.
well, if we're
we're
bringing
doing
out
this.
weapons,
Yeah, let's go.
let's see.
We are
Okay,
doing it.
There we go.
This is my.
There's a nice
training
one.
Dojo. Yeah, I love fantasy authors.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
oh, I
three
got a
swords
whole
on
collection of
my
these.
Oh yeah.
You want some more? Let's see. Okay,
Yeah.
what else we got?
Like, seriously, no.
Well,
we
now
need
we're
to go
doing
back.
this. Now we're doing
Hang on. We're doing this. Come on, hang on one moment.
Are we doing this? All right, I will be
Okay,
right back.
here,
All right, no.
another one.
Oh, this is disgusting. Just a moment, I'll be right back. This is fantasy authors with a pissing contest.
Yeah, okay.
I
But
acknowledge this is my fault.
All my good swords are in the other room, though.
Oh,
Uh,
good
No, I'm
city.
trying to find.
This is-
Oh no, because I have one on the wall.
luckily these are fantasy weapons as opposed to promoting any kind of.
I will note for all of these are blunted. They could not hurt any.
Well,
they are
actually,
only
a few
good
of
for.
mine probably could hurt people.
Well, I mean, I suppose anything could hurt someone. I mean, I'm afraid, but
Even a spoon.
Yeah, it's not actually. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
like
is not
that.
designed to harm anyone.
Let's see. I think I got my pirate cutlass in here somewhere, though. Just a minute.
Yeah, my sister, we had a Wheel of Time themed wedding for my sister, and I gave her away, and I had to dress up as Matt Coffin. I didn't have to. I was like, I'm going to
One
dress
pirate
up.
cutlass.
Yeah. Pirate cutlasses are very underrated.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
I didn't watch a lot of pirate movies, but you still want to be a pirate.
Well, that's true.
Everybody wants to be a pirate. I karaoke at a pirate bar. You can't
Yeah.
not want to be a pirate. All right, Angie, what do you got?
Except for being a real one.
Holy crap! She brought the arsenal. I just wanted to settle this right now.
No. I left the bow downstairs, and I believe it's called the naginata. I left that too. All right, so this, and I also left the katana. I have a katana from Japan, like a real family heirloom, and it's down there. So this is my.
Oh, that's broadsword.
Yeah, this is my
Nice.
broadsword. And this is the one I'm talking about. It is freaking heavy.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, there's no way.
And you can see why those are considered a two-handed weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my broadsword. And I'm just like, when they handed it to him in Narnia, I'm like, come on, guys. He's what?
You can tell the real nerds though from the guys who are like, how heavy it gonna be? Like we have these things. And we're like, look, man, I just carried this upstairs, and I need a break.
See, I have a toy lightsaber. That's why I'm not bringing mine, because that's, well, that's
Technically,
disgraceful.
if you have a lightsaber, your weapon is in fact better than any of ours.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That is true. No, don't diss it. I actually have 2 Nerf swords behind me, too. It's really sad. And this one. Oh, that one, I didn't realize there you go. You can see a little bit of the kanji there.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I still had my old LARP collection with me. I had at one point something like 23 swords, all of different styles and craftings. But they were all foam latex.
You know what this is?
So I could actually hit people with them.
This one is the reverse blade of Ryu Kenshin.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's my baby. This one
Yeah.
I love. And it's just, and I also have a sake somewhere around here, like probably another.
Well, if you want to see my
Yes,
katana collection,
yes, bring it here. Bring it here.
just
Yeah,
hang
bring
on a
it. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some more of it. So just a second.
I did not intend to derail these. I'm sorry.
Which get used
I
to
was
this.
just
This is what
trying to
usually
make a
happens.
visual joke.
Well, you've learnt now.
I have. Don't bring a sword to a nerd fight.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very well said. Okay, now I'm gonna wait for Anita to get back for this next one.
So does anyone have any examples of magic systems that failed them in some way? Like either you're working on a project or you read it and it didn't work.
That I wrote or that I read somebody else? Because there was a saying with a pear.
Okay, we've established that pairs in any universe are not like we got that one.
Wheel of Time.
Show us.
Oh, come on.
Wheel of Time did
We're
not work.
going to get into an argument right now, Tim. Wheel of
that one,
Time
I
is one
love
of my
this one. This one's
favorites.
from Blind Fury, the Zetsuwachi
That is outstanding.
movies. I love that. That's my favorite, even though it's simple. And this one's got a nice little dragon hilt.
Ooh.
Yeah. And this one is from Kill Bill.
Oh my
Nice.
goodness.
Oh,
It's
Okay,
a
that's a
replica,
winner.
but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, eBay was a very nice place at one time to get these things.
Okay, now, no joke. I'm dead serious about this one. No joke. Okay, this is. Okay, my basic standard issue Nerf. This is when I'm actually choreographing my scenes for my books. I don't
Yep.
dare use real.
This is why I love
Hilt.
foam latex weaponry, Angela, because you can actually choreograph with them.
You can, and it's great because I will. Isaac worked in a dojo for 4
Nice.
years, so he has 3 black belts. So he was able to sit down, and when I said, okay, I want to work out fight scenes, he choreographed them for me, and then I just wrote them down. And
Yeah, that's something I have a hard time with, because I have very little combat experience except on the field of live roleplay,
yeah, yeah,
where everyone is taking their hits, and there's no real damage.
yeah, it's all
Yeah.
right.
I took fencing lessons, so I got a little experience in it.
Fencing. That's one of the things that I really wanted when I was doing the research for the sword fights was YouTube. I did a lot of just YouTube videos.
There are some absolutely fantastic YouTube channels just on swordcraft, sword making, and how the swords are actually used comparative to how you see them in films.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that has got to be one of my favorite. Like, I adored going over the metallurgy and the science of making the weapons. I think that's as close as I got to science.
There was one channel where they actually used the swords in ways that you really could not expect. I mean, they're almost using some of the longer swords like staffs.
Yeah.
Just simply because it's a much more complicated, it's a much more stylized fighting style in a lot of respects, but it's also a lot more sensible in the fields of combat that we're talking about at the times that they would have been used.
Yeah.
But they're never represented in film that way, and they're never. I don't remember seeing too many examples of them in artwork from the time. But these are supposedly reasonably accurate uses.
Yeah.
So, YouTube is definitely your friend when doing fight choreography.
No, YouTube has helped me. It taught me how to knit too.
I still end up dropping every time I try purling.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Okay, this is really, really like girly here for a second. Do you girl with English style or continental?
Yeah, no problem.
When you do when you purl and knit, which do you use, continental or English?
English.
Okay, because when I purl, I go English, but when I knit, I go continental. I have to switch between the two to get it, or else I do drop it.
That makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah. Because my girlfriend, she only
texturing comes out differently doing it that way, though.
She only does English, and I only did continental. And I had the knit stitch down. She had the purl stitch down. And we analyzed, well, is it because of the continental versus the English style? And when we compared, that would be it. So we both started using both of them, and now we're efficient in both sides. So it was just interesting. And did I bore anyone else with that conversation?
Can't sew, can't
We just,
knit,
like,
can't
falling
anything
asleep
for my
at night,
life.
like,
So.
Oh dear! I just realised it's true. My mother was right. I would make someone a good wife. I can knit, sew, put on buttons.
I wish I would.
and guess
I
what?
can actually even adjust clothing and put in darts,
No, that's good.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
as well as interlacing.
I learned how to knit Christmas of last year, of Christmas 2016. By New Year's, I had my first, will you make me a Doctor Who scarf?
No. You figure it out.
Yeah, 57,000.
I have a coffee coaster.
And that took 6 years.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh dear. So I actually made my own wedding outfit. So that can tell you about the level of which I'm working on.
Why do I imagine a giant Dalek? You dressed up as a Dalek for your wedding, didn't you?
We did medieval.
Yeah, see, I was telling the others, my sister, I gave her away in a Wheel of Time themed wedding.
Yeah.
Huh.
So Angela, sometime I'm going to have to show you the outfit.
Yeah, do so. Now,
I can't find them. I was
big
just looking for the photos and I can't find them.
My big thing was, and I need to pull out the video for this, when we did the introduction for the husband and wife, we made our entrance to the Imperial March.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it was the best. I always wanted to enter a room to that, and I did it, and it was so epic. So speaking of how horrible and disgusting Batman is, there was this one night, and it's probably the only time where I really, and I just need to say that I tell people this story and they're like, okay, no, really, it's something. I have the Batman thing on my phone. I don't mean the na-na-na-na-na-na-na Batman. I mean the first and second movie soundtrack, the theme. And there was one night I was in my van, my soccer mom white van, and I'm driving home. It was probably 9, 10 o'clock at night, so it was like pitch black outside, and I'm listening to Batman. Something came over me. I cannot tell you what it is. And I turned the music up just slightly, and I squinted my eyes, and I'm like, I am Batman. And I started to floor it. And there's something about driving at night and listening to Batman where you think you are Batman. You become Batman. Try it. It really is something. And I keep telling people, and they're like, right. No, really, it is something. It will overcome you. And I've had one person try it, and she's like, oh my God, you're right. It is. So
That can't be good.
no, it's
Rosemary will appreciate this one. It's almost the same symptom you get driving on the M25 around London when you actually have an opening in traffic at 12 o'clock at night. And you just realized there are no speed cameras for about 6 miles.
Oh, I get it now.